What a horrific night. We lost Scruffs. The octopus pulled him off the raft and drug him under the water, and we never saw him again. All the activity around our raft has got the sharks a little bit excited, and they're at distance 2, so tomorrow night they're going to attack. We're already going to lose a health for everybody at the end of this day, so let's try and avoid bad weather. And we do. Let's see how our morning is going to start for us. And the swap location will be changed out. So let's grab the stack. Give it a shuffle real quick. And sorry about that, I got a little tongue-tied. The one that we drew was the Hope swap location, so someone can put their placement die on here, and for every point they roll they get a hope, so you can at least get out of there with a minimum of 1. So that might be something we want to do this time. No special icons in our midday phase. We're just going to do our placement die, starting with Paul, then Maya, and finally with Fen. I decided to send Paul here so we can try and activate this card and take 4 cracks at signaling the rescue ship to get it closer to us. Maya, I'm going to have her go here and try and gain hope, hopefully to avoid any disasters that come up in the future. Plus, she can give herself or someone else 1 strength at the cost of 2 hope. And finally, Fen, we're going to have Fen do some fishing. Everybody is okay. We got a 4, a 5, and a 2, and he has a 6 under there. But we have 2 evenings of loss of health for everybody, and we have a shark attack tomorrow night. And not to mention, the jellyfish is coming up for somebody tomorrow also, so we'll try and build that health up in anticipation of all these bad things happening. First, we're going to have Paul try and roll an odd number at the bottle location so we can activate that flare gun. Perfect. Paul is successful in activating his flare gun, so we're going to take 4 cracks at it. Hopefully we get at least a couple of 6s. That's 1. First one. Great. Nice! That's 2. What a great start. Man. Doing good, Paul. Oh, so close. Too bad he didn't have a token to change that. Finally, a 1. Well, he got 2 successful shots off. Now we're making some progress. Our boat moves 2 closer. Now we're only 4 away. Next we have Maya at the swap location. 1 point equals 1 hope, so we're hoping for a high number. 4. I'll take that. Okay, Maya. Need to reach in here and grab 4. Let's see, how many is that? That's 3. And 1 more is 4. And I think we've already exhausted all of the special ones. Yes, we did. So she gained 4 hope. And finally we have Fen, seeing if he can cap off our afternoon with some successful fishing. Oh yes, he sure can. Great job, Fen. The rules state on a 6 that 4 survivors gain 1 visible strength and 1 additional survivor gains 1 strength. And it also says that they cannot gain more than 2 in a round. So the way I interpret that is I have 4 to distribute and then 1 extra to distribute, so a total of 5 health to distribute, and nobody can gain more than 2, and you can't go above 6. So the yellow is going to go from a 5 to a 6. That is Fen. Maya, I'll raise her 2 from her 4 to a 6, and that's using 3 of them up, and then I'll use the 2 remaining to raise Paul up 2 to a 4. So now we have them at a 6, a 6, and a 4. The only question I was struggling with was whether or not that 6 meant that everybody was just going to gain 1, and then because it was a 6 I get 1 additional. But since it says 4 survivors gain 1 visible strength, I'm going to go with it this way. especially since we're down scruffs. I'll go ahead and tack that extra one on. If that's incorrect, if anyone knows, or if anyone poses the question over on Board Game Geek and we find out that's wrong, then I'll subtract one from either Maya or Paul to make it correct. Our survivors really needed that boost in morale, having a really good afternoon. We gained hope. We had some good fishing. We moved the rescue ship over a couple spaces. We're still in week 2 with both pages of the logbook, so we still have time. So we got a lot to do, but we're making progress finally. Unfortunately, we're going to move into our evening phase, and we're going to all lose 1 visible strength. No shark attack tonight, but we are going to have a shark attack tomorrow. And we'll do our logbook. And tomorrow someone's going to fall into the jellyfish and we're going to lose strength again. And we got a horrible day coming up in the near future. A plank will be lost. Ooh, that's bad. We hope to find something that'll get us another plank, because if we lose a plank from either side, we're going to lose another of our survivors. The octopus is going to attack, and we're going to see the dolphin swap location for the first time in this playthrough. We'll get our first player token over here to Maya and get ready for our next day. The sharks are going to attack tonight. Are there any storms on the horizon? No. Here in our morning phase, somebody was not paying attention, stumbled a little too close to the edge of the raft and fell in. Got swept away from the raft a little bit, and now they're going to have to swim through this swarm of jellyfish. So we will roll, and since there's only 3 people left on the raft, we'll start here with Maya and go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll just come right back around for 4, 5, and 6 to identify who falls off the raft. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Maya falls into the water. Good thing her health is a 5, because it's going to be really hard not to lose any here. Maya has to work her way back to the boat. The first one we have to roll higher than a 1. Good. She keeps swimming. Now we have to roll higher than a 2. Perfect. Now we're getting a little more difficult. She has to roll less than a 3. So now's the time for the 1 or the 2. No luck there. She gets stung by a jellyfish. And her last spot before she gets back onto the raft, she has to roll less than a 4. Great. As bad as that could have gone, only losing 1 health. That's not terrible. Would have been great to lose 0, but only losing 1, that'll work. There are no special icons on midday today. I decided to have Maya try and signal the ship, and Finn is going to attempt to get a bottle card, and Paul is going to try and take advantage of the fact that we still have this 1.1 hope location here at the swap point, because it's going to change to the dolphin in the next day. Also, I didn't want Paul or Maya to attempt to get the bottle, because one of them may end up getting swept out to sea when we lose a board in the next day, and that bottle would go with them. Maya is going to give 1 shot at signaling the boat. No luck there. Finn needs an even number to draw a bottle card. Nice. Let's see what Finn gets. Oop, not 2. Oh, there we go. Move that rescue ship 1 to the right. Definitely got to get that activated. We put that up there with Finn, and we'll bring our final survivor, Paul, into play at the hope space, trying to gain hope. Oh, only gets 2. Draw 2 hope here for Paul. Alright, so he has 2 now. We're doing a little bit better as far as hope goes. 2, 1, 4, so we have a total of 7 in the group. No disasters coming up, so that's great. Everybody's doing well these past couple of days, working really hard, trying to forget what happened to Scruffs. We're getting a lot of productive energy out of our survivors, but again, they're not consuming enough food to compensate for all the energy they're expending, so everyone's going to lose 1 health tonight. Everybody's depleting their reserves, getting pretty weak. Might have to spend some time fishing to replenish some of our energy. In our weakened state, we don't notice the sharks creeping closer to the raft, and then they attack. If the sharks happen to attack a location where there's no survivor, then they'll just roll again until they get to a location with a survivor. Here you would normally use the color tokens, but I prefer using dice. So we have location 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if 4 or 5 comes up, we'll re-roll the black die. So it's going to be an attack strength of 2 at location 1. Luckily, that's weaker than Maya is, so she will not take a wound. An attack of 1 doesn't matter where it lands at, because everyone is better than 1. So our third attack, it's a strength of 6 at location 1. So Maya will be down to a 2. And the final shark attack is location 1 with a 5. Ouch. She is down to her final health. Our sharks attacked, and they're going to reset back down to a distance of 5. We'll do our logbook phase. Again, we have some terrible things happening tomorrow. Well, we're going to gain some strength in the next day, but we're going to have a shark attack midday also. But tomorrow we have a whole group of bad things happening. We're losing the plank, and the octopus is going to attack again. Luckily this time it only has 6 tentacles instead of 8. We'll pass that first player over to Fen and get ready for a really rough morning. We'll start our last day of our second week, moving the sharks to distance 4. They started at distance 5, so Fen will gain a hope. Fen gains a hope. There's not many left in the bag, so he has 2 now. If the bag runs out of hope, then we're just out of hope until we use it and replenish the bag. We're already starting the day rough. I don't want to start the day with rough weather. Well, sometimes you don't get what you want. A thunderstorm on the horizon is going to stop us from doing things today. I don't want to block my activation of the bottle card chance. Where do I want to aim? I don't want to dive into the jellyfish. I think I'll go... Man, no good choices. Alright, let me reach around the camera here, put my thumb down, and hope for the best. Alright, well, we didn't find a way to put a plank back on the raft, so now we're going to lose a plank. Then the octopus attacks, or does the octopus attack first since it's the furthest to the left? I keep saying the octopus attacks, but actually the symbol means that the first player will put their die next to the octopus location. So the octopus may not attack. There's still a, I believe, 2 in 6 chance that it will not attack. But we are going to lose a plank, and this is going to really set us up maybe for a really bad ending to our survivor's journey here. As bad as it sounds, if I'm going to lose somebody right now, I want the plank to come off the top of the raft, because Maya only has 1 health and Paul is sitting on a 6 underneath that too, so he's our strongest character. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3, a plank drifts off the top. 4, 5, and 6, we lose it from the bottom. Whew, it's a 2. The sea has claimed another victim, and we're going to put the dolphin location into play. So let me grab the swap locations, find the dolphin, there we go. So it will replace the one that is here. And the way this works is you can put a die here after you make a roll and the dolphin will flip it for you. For example, if you roll a 1, the dolphin will flip it to the opposite side and make it a 6, or a 2 into a 5, and so on. But it comes at the price of 3 health if you want to do that. I placed Paul on the flare space in case the octopus does not attack. Maybe we'll even use the dolphin location to flip it if he rolls a 1. He'll lose 3 health, but he is the strongest right now and may be able to take a wound like that. We have 4 hope right now. Luckily there are no disasters coming up, but let's see if this octopus is going to attack our remaining 2 survivors. Hoping for one of these blank sides. Come on, no attack. Ugh, no luck. The octopus is going to attack, unfortunately. Remember, we have to match a strength number. Right now we have a 4 and a 2. And that is off the screen, sorry about that. And it was a 5. So no survivor hurt there. That is a 1. Let's keep this trend going. No 4s and no 2s. That is a 6. We're on to tentacle 4 already. Another 6. On to tentacle 5. Another 6. Can we make it without a single tentacle grabbing a survivor? Yes, we can. The octopus took up our whole afternoon, but at least no one was hurt. We have a calm evening. No sharks are going to attack this evening either. So we'll move over our logbook phase. And tomorrow will be our first day of week 3. And oh boy, we have a plank in our future disappearing from the raft and a disaster coming up. We really need to do something to save a plank from coming off. Let's pass this first player token over to Paul, and our 2 remaining survivors will start the first day of their 3rd week on this raft.